why Instagram is so important for Q4. I'm going to talk about my new broadcast list, and I'm going to go over a little bit of the data from the Hiscox report, which I have not done um, in quite some time, which I think is really, really interesting. So first, a quick programming note. About a week ago, I started a broadcast channel. And what is a broadcast channel? A broadcast channel is a feature on Instagram that lets me send you updates on the Instagram platform. It goes directly to your Instagram DMs. And literally from now, and I'm calling it Just Ship It. You can see it on the profile there. I can't believe it. It's already at 616 members, and we just started this thing like literally last week. But highly encourage you guys, if you want a ton of content that's going to help you get ready for Q4, the last 3 months of the year, the most important time all year. Highly recommend you join this thing. It's called, again, Just Ship It. You can see it on my Instagram profile. All you have to do is click that link, Just Ship It, and you can join. And what I'm going to do is I continue teaching about how to get ready for Q4, what you need to do on your Instagram profile, how you need to contemplate your other social media sites, and really basically the things that you need to focus on. I'm going to be sending messages and updates just to encourage you guys, motivate you guys, inspire you guys, literally from now all the way until Black Friday, Cyber Monday are done and dusted. And then I'll probably go all the way through towards Christmas just to get you guys going. So I wanted to show that. I think it's really cool. I think we've got some really, the fact that it's 616 members and it's only a week old, I'm very satisfied with that. So thank you everybody that's joined. And I sent an update over the weekend, and I'm just going to send you the stuff you probably missed that you don't want to miss. But that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about today is I've been banging the drum on how important Instagram is for art sales. And some people were asking me questions about that. Well, what about LinkedIn? What about TikTok? What about Facebook? Where do all these things stand? What do you need to focus on? Where should you put the limited time, energy, and effort and bandwidth you have between now and the end of the year, which is the biggest art selling time all year? And one of the things that we've traditionally done is there's 2 reports in this industry, okay? 2 big macro reports. And one is put out by this company called the Hiscox Group, which is an insurer in London. And I'm going to be citing their report today. Their report that they put out yearly, they've been doing it for 10 years, is called the Online Art Trade Report. You can see the one that I have pulled up today that I'm going to show some slides from is from 2023. These things are always a year behind. They'll put out the 23 report in a couple of months, and then they'll put out the 24 report in a couple of months. But the reason, you guys, that we're banging the drum so hard about Instagram and how you need to tune up your Instagram profile and get ready is in by no short order, like what's in this report. And there is another report that Art Basel and UBS Global put out. And the only disclaimer that I have to give on these reports is that they are essentially surveying the very top end of the market. So think like work starting at $10,000 and going up to $100,000. These are the buyers that you guys all lust after, right? And I do believe these buyers are representative in some of their buying habits of what happens down market and downstream from that. So what I've done is I've captured a bunch of screenshots from this report that I think that we need to talk about. And I just want to go over these today to get you guys fired up about some stats just in general from them. And in this report, I want to start with their key findings. And in their key findings section, they give you just some of the high level, representations of what's going on. And the first one that comes up, and it looks like this is not zooming. Oh, it is zooming. I'm going to zoom this as much as I can. Online art sales continued to grow in 2022, but a little bit more slowly. Many of you guys felt this as sort of the economy, started to slow down, and we had rapid inflation and a lot of people dancing around the R word. Is it a recession? Is it not a recession? So the good news is that it is continuing to grow just a little bit more slowly. What's amazing is if you look at this graph, and I realize it's a little bit small on the screen, this is the best I can do. The COVID bounce held. So both for 2020, 2021, and 2022, this is representative of all online art sales, okay? You could see this graph, especially when zoomed out. It is a beautiful picture because online art sales continue to grow and become a much, much bigger market. It shows 2022 only mildly up over 2021, but still very, very positive data. COVID ushered in a much greater level of trust and acceptance for online transactions. And this this held over towards art sales, which is just an amazing stat. So the online art market continuing to grow at just a fantastic pace. This one from their report, which I think is just very interesting, and it says, the top factors when buying art online, and I love this slide so much. Just let me read from this, because one of the constant arguments that we get all the time is, why do you advise your customers list prices of their artwork on their website? That's not how I want to go about selling my art. I just want to have the things listed and then have people contact me. And that was the way that it was for years and years and years. And their report is essentially pointing out that price transparency, i.e. the artist having their art on a website with clear prices, is a critical factor in folks' decision making. People do not like this opaque world where there are no prices listed and you don't know what it is, and you either have to contact the artist, or if it's at a gallery, you have to contact the gallerist to get prices. People are over that. And this line goes, the traditionally seductive art world had to be much more transparent about its pricing since the pandemic. This year, 91% of online art buyers say this was a key attribute to whether they decided to buy from an online platform, up from 88% in 2022. So for those of you guys that are still on the fence about whether or not you need to be listing prices on your art, their findings in the Hiscox report back up sort of what we've seen too, which is the buyer just wants transparency. Okay, they want to know what the work costs. So you guys are totally cool listing your prices. All right, people appreciate you when you do that. The next slide, okay, and this goes back to like why we are banging the drums so hard on Instagram. And Instagram increases its dominance, okay? An ever-increasing share, 74% of art buyers are using Instagram, up from 71% in 2022, and it was 34% in 2015 when they first investigated the platform. So Instagram's seen well over 100% growth since its inception. And 71% of your buyers are on Instagram. Okay, they are reporting being on Instagram. And you look at like the overall share, which is this graph down on the bottom. I realize I can't make this big enough. I really need to get a better way to present this, and I apologize for that, but it's not even letting me zoom. Maybe it's on the next slide. Yeah, here it is. So the red down at the bottom is Instagram, and you can see its share just continuing to go year over year from 2015 all the way up to 2022, which is the latest this report goes up to. So you guys, Instagram is just insanely important in your overall marketing balance, okay? Like massively so. On the next slide, they talk about how 42% said they were influenced by social media when buying art. And that is the highest percentage they've ever recorded since they've been doing this report in 2015. So it's up from 40% in 2022 and 33% in 2020. Should say 2021 there. So its influence, is not surprising, is the stronger to the youngest generation of art buyers, but it holds true across the board. So you guys have got to get your Instagram profiles in order. There needs to be a lovely blend of posts on there, both about who you are as the artist, as well as content about your art, your process. It is without question, as we go into this Q4 buying season, it is the credit check by which your potential buyers are going to evaluate you, your art, whether you're a reputable art seller, whether your work's going to have any provenance. All of these things are decided by looking at someone's Instagram profile and saying, is this someone that I want to buy art from? Is this an artist that's on the up and up? Is this someone that I can trust? Is this artist's work likely to appreciate over the course of their lifetime? Is this a good buy? All of these are judgments that are going to be made by folks when they hit your Instagram profile. You need to have a clear profile photo. It needs to be your face. It can't be something artsy and strange. People want to know who the heck you are. I feel like I'm picking on Gabbled in Studio right there, which just joined. It doesn't have a picture of their face on it. It's okay if you're a gallery and you're representing multiple different artists, right? But have a clear avatar photo. Have a great profile description. You guys work on your story highlights, and we should just show these so that people understand what these things are. Like, we're a company, so it's okay that we don't have a clean profile photo, right? You can, of course, say we're Q4 prep up there as a note. Have a good description that explains exactly who you are, what you do, and what you're selling. Have story highlights, which are these guys right here, right? And then have a post makeup on your profile, okay, that is a good combination of both your artwork and who you are as an artist, okay? You need to be posting things that are not necessarily always just about your art. Can we see what you do, what your interests are, what your hobbies are, what you do when you're not creating artwork? The sooner that you get this in order, okay, the more up to snuff your profile looks, the more that it will contribute assists to your art sales. And the crazy thing about it is that a lot of times you won't know that it's doing this, because it's not like every single solitary time you guys make a sale, you're talking to your buyer and saying, oh, how'd you find out about me? Did you check out my Instagram profile? You should be asking those questions, because those questions are going to be insightful to you in whether or not it's happening. But all of the data is pointing to the fact that Instagram, without question, is the single solitary most important platform on establishing trust in a buyer's eyes. It is directly influencing buyers, making decisions about what art to purchase. So I highly recommend you guys get on literally on my broadcast list, because I'm going to teach you bit by bit how to do a bunch of these things on all the way up to the run to Q4. To do that, just hit the Art Storefronts profile and click this Just Ship It button. I'm going to be sending broadcasts of like the most important content. And let me just show you, I'll show you what I sent over the weekend. Like this Q4 Instagram and You video that I made. So in there, I'm detailing a whole bunch of the topics and tactics that you need to be aware of and you need to get prepared for on Instagram. And I'm going to continue sending more and more and more of these. And I know not everybody can catch everything that we're doing week in, week out. Everybody's busy. You're on Instagram for short periods of time. So the broadcast list is my way of being able to say, like, hey, of all the stuff that we posted last week, this is what you need to see. This is the thing that you need to see and you need to be aware of. So I really recommend you guys sign up for it. Again, you just have to go to our profile and click the Just Ship It button. And if you guys have questions when I'm sending the broadcast in there, you can reply and I'll reply back to you. So if you need a little extra feedback, I'm going to be putting them in there. So that's what I have, you guys. Instagram remains insanely important this Q4. It is going to be how your potential buyers likely either find you and or credit check you if they found you in the real world or in another capacity. And it's not that hard to get things up to snuff, you guys. You could have a clear profile photo, a clear profile description, some story highlights, and then a good makeup of posts. You can absolutely, okay, in the next 15 days, get that done. You know, no one looks at the dates on any of this stuff, right? They just scroll through and they're like, how can I get a quick idea of who this person is, what they do, are they growing, how are they going up, right? So really want to make sure you guys are all focused on it. I'm going to continue teaching on it. I'll start doing all of these niche little lessons. If you're worried about missing them, which ones do you need to see? Because we obviously post a tremendous amount of stuff on this platform. I'm telling you to get on the Just Ship It list. Just go to the profile, click that button, and I'll make sure you are up to date with all of the latest and greatest that we send as we all get prepared for Q4. It's a big season coming, and you know, I want all of you guys ready. I want all of you guys kicking butt. So that's the ball game. Thanks for joining me. I'll probably see you on a live a little bit later this afternoon.